European football. At this point, Man United fans are believing again. I don't know if it's just a short-lived spark, or if we are the age of a glorious comeback. But let's separate the dream from the delusion.
Well, I mean, United fans have every reason to believe because City, they've been on the back end of some huge embarrassments against Man City. They've been on the receiving end. 6-0 at Old Trafford, there was 6-1, there was 6-3, there was all sorts of results from across all the managers, all the Solskjaer. Although, actually, Solskjaer had a fairly decent record against Man City, but Erik Ten Hag and David Moyes and others, they were on the receiving end of some Man City thrashing. So I think the result against City was actually much more important than the performance. And as much as United were not too shabby, I thought they limited City to the chances City created. The goal was, I wouldn't say against the run of play, but Onana, I can hardly remember any save Onana had to make in that entire 90 minutes. But I thought United smothered the City threat very, very well. I thought, given the team they put out there, I thought Amorim showed some very, very big balls by laying down the marker. I know he's tried to downplay why he opted not to play Rashford and Garnacho. I believe it had something to do with a disciplinary issue, although he's tried to insinuate that the decisions were tactical. But I think it was the result which the club needed, having lost 2 Premiership games in a row, but most especially against a team which has won the Premier League 4 years in a row and has been beating United left, right, centre at the Etihad. City have their problems of their own, but I think this was a result which is going to potentially maybe turn around United season, because this is a club which is in transition. There's a new manager who is coming to grips with new players, and those new players are trying to understand a new philosophy, a new system. So I think it's a result which will do the club a lot of good. I always felt that City were under more pressure, like I said last week. Mark begged to differ, but I think it told over 90 minutes. Because this City team, I think, I don't know what's happening to them, but something tells me they're probably hitting the end of their course because they've won too much. And I think the cyclic nature of footballing dominance dictates that Man City can only go down and not up.
Yeah, okay. There's, well, the thing is, I'd like to give you credit for last week saying that City were under more pressure. I didn't think necessarily that would mean, though, that United were going to beat them. And I was wrong on that count as well. The thing, though, but it was one of the few times when I'm happy to be wrong. I was happy to be wrong on that one, because I don't think many people would have celebrated that win more than I did. But having said that, anyway, if you're asking, like I thought you did, are United back?
Good.
There's one can think that it's jumping the gun or getting too excited to actually claim that. But there's so many reasons why I'd like to say that United are actually back under those circumstances. Look, since Ruben Amorim took over, there's been a lot of chopping and changing of this team. He's experimented so much that actually I don't think there's a single outfield player who has not played under Amorim in 4 or 5 games, who has been available, which is what for example, everybody blames Erik Ten Hag for having Ahmad sit on the bench for an entire year without playing him and things like that. And it wasn't easy even for Ruud van Nistelrooy to be able to do that, because he came in there as an interim and needed to get some results quickly to get United's confidence and everything back, and to get the fans back on board and everybody. He didn't have the wherewithal to actually experiment the way Amorim has come. This is a guy who is has so much conviction about his abilities and his philosophy that he came in there and chose to ignore everything else that comes with the pressure of managing Man United, and decided to go his way. From the very first kickoff of his very first game, he changed that system and has not compromised about it. It is now a back three. It's a 3-4-3, and the entire world knows what Man United is about. They play 3 at the back, they play 2 wing backs, and they play a double pivot, and they play 3 front attackers with 1 9 and 2 10s. And he has insisted on that from day one. That is, for me, that tells you about United being back. And now, when you talk about chopping and changing, that is going. That's also beginning to change. Because one of the things that have happened is that absentees, as well as the nature of games, have now forced United into getting the best lineup of their 3-4-3 that they can have. That injury to Mason Mount yesterday meant that Kobe Mainoo had to step onto the pitch quickly. Now, Kobe Mainoo is the guy who we all know is supposed to be Manu Ugate's partner in the double pivot, ahead of Christian Eriksen, ahead of Casemiro, and ahead of Mason Mount, who Amorim seems to like so much. He's trying to find him a place to play.
I thought that injury was a blessing. It was for Man United.
It actually was, because what it made that even the captain, Bruno Fernandes, had to come out of that double pivot in the deep place where Amorim was insisting on playing him where I don't think he should play, to have to go forward when Mainoo came on.
Yeah.
And when he went forward, that's when United started to get the few chances they need. The best chance of the whole game in this derby actually fell.
Bruno Fernandes, yeah.
And he chipped badly.
The best chance of all the goals.
Oh, the target, yeah.
The best chance.
Yeah, now, because we had to play against City, who have such strength generally in attack, but also such versatile players in the wide areas, especially like Jeremy Doku, it meant that Amorim could not send Ahmad to play right wing back like he has been playing in the other games. Because when he has been playing right wing back and we're playing a back three against teams which we are supposed to be stronger than, for example, like Nottingham Forest or Bordeaux or whichever ones that we played, Ahmad is mostly an attacking player on the ball. Against a team like City, was always going to become one of the back five. The back three becomes a back five when you become defensive.
Yeah.
So playing him there would have been a waste. He has been United's best form player, and he needed to be in a place where he was taking us forward, not defending against the Jeremy Doku. So Mazraoui, who has been playing in the back three, was shifted to that role. Dalot shifted to that role as a left wing back, and the back three of Maguire and De Ligt and Martinez.
And I think
that is the way United is supposed to play.
To credit Eric Ten Hag, I think Mazraoui has been the best signing of all the five who were signed in the summer. Euro has been out injured,
yes,
but Mazraoui has
been the best signing.
Been the best signing.
Yeah, our potential new best signing also as well, along with Mazraoui, is actually Ahmad, because Ahmad has been at the club almost 3 years now. But one, he was.
Ahmad was signed under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Ole made a very good signing under the circumstances. The guy came in, was sent on loan to Sunderland, was then injured for almost another year, and all of a sudden has now come good. And he's been pushed into. So the competition will be between Ahmad and Garnacho and Mount and Bruno and for who actually plays as the two tens behind the striker. Which competition is between Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee. Zirkzee, by the way, for him is more versatile than Højlund and Rashford. He can play as one of the two tens, and then Marcus Rashford as well. So now the United team is known, and it's everybody's getting fit because everybody wants to get involved. That's one. But two, I think when Amorim makes some demands either in this January window or next summer to add to that squad, everybody will see it's justified. The Rat will give him the money.
The significance.
I call it Jim Ratcliffe for
the significance of this result.
Yeah.
And United has, I mean, they've had all sorts of troubles this season. Lost games they shouldn't have lost. Were very poor under Ten Hag. And at one point, I mean, they've been closer to the relegation than Liverpool were top of the table. But the result was so important that, I mean, you have to be in Manchester to understand what this result means for United fans. Where I mean, more than 30 minutes after full time, all the away fans were still in the Etihad.
Yes,
singing, and reminding City fans who are not there that you're cheats. You're going to be doctor of the points. You've been winning trophies illegally. Actually, even when Pep Guardiola was holding his press conference, the United fans are still in the stadium chanting. And I saw this actually at the 2014 World Cup when Germany beat Brazil 7-0 in the stadium in Erasmo. The stadium was empty. Brazilian fans had left after like 60 minutes. But German fans stayed there for like an hour singing because they knew the significance of that result.
Yes.
Not going to score 2 goals versus Brazil. Now 7 in Brazil is historic.
Yeah.
So for United fans, this was a statement victory. And it has actually, in a way, it has gone somewhere in erasing the last 2 losses to Arsenal, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
So if United had lost this game, the season was going to take a different turn. And I think this could be the result which turns around United season.
Yeah, so it's some of these things. I think you can tell that there are signs which show that certain people have arrived. I think Amorim is the right fit for United. He's there to stay, and apart from his tactical acumen and his ability to inspire men, he's a good man manager. For a young man, he's only 39.
He's been at City twice in what, 1 week, in 1 month, 2 months.
I think he's also blessed because there's such a thing as you being at the right time, in the right place at the right time, and things falling in place for you. The way they did for Jose Mourinho when he first arrived at Chelsea, there are signs that this is where it's heading for.
And put it this way, Mark, put it this way: you drop Garnacho and Rashford, and City beat you at Etihad. Imagine what the others would get like.
They'll go to, I mean, the same guys, Gary Neville and Roy Keane and everybody else in England, the same guys who are singing his praises now might have used a different tone. And United lost the derby, and an Englishman being left out of the squad for reasons which are not very well explained. But now, United have a fixture list which is really tough. On Thursday, they play against Spurs in the Carabao. And then they have to play against Spurs again in the league, not so far away from them. And the matches in there also include one against Arsenal, another against Liverpool. Tough games away to
Arsenal and FA Cup,
FA Cup, Tough games away to Wolves and tough games generally. But it's a fixture list that these guys should relish. It's a squad big enough to be rotated to fit in there, and it will be one where everybody's jumping at the bit. The way Casemiro and Eriksen jumped out of the dugout at the final whistle, rushed to the pitch and celebrated with Ahmad, the hero of the day, regardless of the fact that they did not get to kick a ball. And their futures are now very much in question, considering their age and priorities.
And I mean, Casemiro is the club's highest earner.
Yeah, it just shows you that there's a camaraderie now in that dressing room that only augurs well for the kind of manager Amorim has started.
Especially, I mean, Casemiro is a player who has won it all. He won 5 Champions League titles.
Yes.
Won, everything there is to win in club football. But he celebrated that he's like the And he didn't even kick a ball.
Yeah, he didn't kick a ball. Eriksen either. And Eriksen has won a lot more trophies than most of the guys at Man United as well. In the other places where he's been, Milan, Ajax, whatever. He's been a winner. And so these guys know they are senior enough to understand what that kind of thing means. But they also know that with the fixture congestion that United have, with the demands that are going to be their results and all, they will actually get the opportunity.
Especially the festive season. Because for some reason,
they will get their chance to play.
Players are more prone to injury in the festive season because the pitches become heavy.
Yes.
And the games come in thick and fast.
Yeah.
There's no water break in England. So you're going to be having games.
You're playing on Boxing Day and playing again before New Year.
Before New Year's Day, then sometimes play New Year's.
26th and 29th or 26th.
So you need a squad. Squad depth is very, very important. The games are coming in thick and fast. You need players who are available and fit.
Yeah. Absolutely. There you are. So if you ask me, are United back? Regardless of, I'll tell you yes.
Shout out.